But we have got two great sides playing off for 5th place in the Hong Kong Sevens. Fiji versus South Africa. I would have loved to see it as a final. I'm glad we still get to see it as a contest though. And for this preview, we're looking through at their previous results, the key players to watch out for, which I'm sure there will be plenty, and then a prediction at the end who we think will get themselves the win. But for these two sides, both knocked out in their quarterfinal fixtures. New Zealand were able to knock out the Fijians, and Australia able to knock out South Africa. But looking through at previous results, we will start with the Flying Fijians, and they actually started their competition not how they would have planned. They did have a loss to the Australians, 12 points to 0. But that was where the losses stopped for them, at least in pool play. They managed to get themselves a big win over Canada in their second game, 45 points to 5, and then getting themselves a win over the French, 14 points to 7. So they look like they have momentum heading into the quarterfinals. They were head-to-head with New Zealand, and once again, New Zealand managed to get themselves the win. Those ones can easily go either way. Those two sides have a rich history in Hong Kong, but New Zealand getting themselves the win, 19 points to 12, with a last-minute try coming in the 14th minute by Tony Nashu. But looking through at South Africa's previous results, they had a very strong pool stage, winning their first game up against the Irish, 22 points to 17, beating the Spanish in their second contest, 24 points to 10, and then they were able to beat the Samoans 26 points to 7. So the trend was each and every game that they played, they were scoring an extra 2 points and they were beating their opposition by a larger margin. But then they faced the Australians in the quarterfinal. Now, theoretically, the score in this game should have been something along the lines of 28 points to 5 if that trend continued. But instead, Australia managed to get themselves the win, 15 points to 0. South Africa unable to score at all throughout this quarterfinal, and I feel like that would have been very disheartening for the Blitzboks because of how well they had started with their pool stages, showing improvement each and every game, but Australia just took their chances better. South Africa were close multiple times but couldn't turn it into the tries. Because of that, they were knocked out of the competition, but it is not all lost as of yet. They have still got the opportunity here up against Fiji to finish in 5th place, and at the moment they are sitting in 7th on the overall ranking, so that could be a very welcome boost as we head with only one more leg left of the regular season. But Fiji, for their key players, looking through at who got them the tries in that game up against New Zealand, it was Ponipati Loganamasi, who I have been saying is a key for the Fijians all throughout this Hong Kong Sevens competition, and also a debut try for Georgi Nasova. So hopefully he can back it up with another big performance here up against this South African side. Whereas for South Africa, of course, looking off their last game, we would love to be able to tell you who the try scorers were. Sadly though, there were none for South Africa, but there are a few very key players. I think Nokia has been looking relatively strong. I think that the big men like Impi Visa, like Ryan Oosterhuizen, those kind of guys will be key here. And then also a little bit of that speed of Shilton van Wyk. If he can get any sort of space, Fiji will find it very tough to be able to catch him. But now we are up to the stage of the video where we give a prediction of who we think will be getting the victory. For myself, this is a very hard game to be able to decide who will win it. Blitzboks, they had a very good pool stage. Fiji, they had a pretty solid pool stage after losing that first contest. They were closer up against New Zealand than South Africa were up against Australia. Now we actually get to see New Zealand versus Australia as one of the semi-finals, so that will also be an intriguing game. But I'm going to say that South Africa get themselves the win here. I'm going to say they win it 21 points to 12. I think the Fijians will be good in this game, and it could easily be actually the other way around, and instead maybe Fiji get themselves the win. I just see both of these sides having nothing really to lose. You might as well go out there, throw absolutely everything into this game, but that is also why it may not be hugely high scoring, because perhaps a few more handling errors could be in play as well. But thank you all very much for watching this preview. We are going to be covering the game on the channel with the live commentary that's kicking off at 7 PM New Zealand time on the Sunday night, so be sure to give that a look. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.